All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. On to like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. I saw this on the gram, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna let her introduce herself and her abilities.
I'm 135 pounds. I can cook. I can clean.
All right, let's stop right there. I'm sorry. So she said she's 135 pounds. Great. You're in shape. Beautiful. Magnificent. She can cook. She can clean. Now, you don't really get credit for that because that's something you should know how to do. But Peapod is, and now you know what? I can't knock her for that. But it's something I have to knock her for. And I'm gonna let her talk.
I have all of my teeth except for my wisdom teeth. I can change brakes. So I definitely can change tires. I know how to change my own oil. I can paint walls of houses. I can put them tall things up on the roof. I can grow the hell out of some food. I can make clothes. I can wash clothes, iron clothes, fix clothes. I can do hair. I can make medicine from plants. I can do taxes. I'm starting a nonprofit. I am, how do I say this? I work out, okay? I'm physically fit. I work out. I take care of myself. I can drive. I'm ahead on my bills. I can buy my own flowers. I can arrange the flowers and I can grow the flowers. I can heal myself and I can heal others. That's just scratching the surface of me not trying to sound like I'm doing too much. Yet, with all of these things that I have going on, I will never, ever explain to a man what I bring to the table.
And there you go. Now, everything she said, the qualification, all that shit is nothing. I mean, not nothing, but first of all, yeah, you shouldn't be changing tires. You shouldn't be changing brakes. Painting, cool, you could paint if you want. But she say all this to say that at the end of the day, she's not bringing nothing to any man. Well, obviously, this is a tall tale of a woman that's single because those qualifications are great, but it shows that she lacks. Nobody's really interested in her. Okay, these are not the traits of a woman or a wife to be. This is a trait of a woman that is fitting to the world that she's surrounded. She's adapting to the world that's surrounded, which is not feminine at all. None of that is a feminine trait. Like she said earlier, cook, clean, she know how to sew. Those are great attributes. Beautiful, magnificent, chef kiss. But it doesn't make you qualify for a man. But then she had to flip it because that was like a combative attitude right there. I'm not gonna bring nothing to the table. So you showing why you're gonna stay in that realm of doing things on your own. All right. She's young. She said the teeth thing. Well, come on, let's be real. You're supposed to have all your teeth. These are certain things you're supposed to have. But this is why the black woman in the West is not desirable at all. Because all those things she said was good quality. Some of it was good quality. But then at the end she tried to flip it. Yeah, I'm not, So this just shows you that still why the black woman is not desirable. And I was going through it. I was looking through it. So let me get a couple scriptures. it's just funny. Try to stay away from a subject, but there's always something always pop up. And I'm going to the straight to the skinny. All right. This is Genesis 3:16. You're talking about this, that, to the third, whatever. It says, unto the woman he saved. That's the Most High talking to the woman, right? Eve. I will greatly multiply thy sorrows in thy conception. When it means when you women have childbirth, this is why you have birth pains. All right, you have birth pains because your mama Eve was disobedient. All right, she listened to the serpent. It says, "In thy sorrows shall I bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." So when you go into the word desire, which a lot of you women claim, yeah, I don't want to be desired by men, which is absolute backwards. But this is why you was put on earth for. Okay, you was put on earth to be with a man. Point blank. Period. It says the Hebrew word desire is tasha tashakwan tashakwan, desire, longing, craving of a man for a woman, of a woman for a man. So she's supposed to desire her husband. This is the type of certain qualities you're supposed to bring to your husband. Because when you get with a man, let me break it down basics for you women. When a man and a woman get together, they are building a union, an unbreakable union. But your mama Eve, with this trend that she did back then, you're finding ways to break that union. Now you don't want to be with the man, you lose your purpose. You find other things to do. And you finding other things to do and following the ways of the serpent has literally destroyed you. All right. And this thing is you're gonna come back to that. Matter of fact, let me get to the other scripture I had in mind. Um Sirach 22:4. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband. And when there was a trend many years ago, women saying they don't bring nothing to the table, they are the table, this, that to the third. This is why these things, these relationships don't work, because one, arranged marriages in the ancient world always worked. This dating thing has people screwed up. So you think you don't have to bring anything? Everybody got to bring something. Hey, us men that serve the Lord, we got to bring something to the Lord. We sacrifice what? Our body, our time out for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And you women got to do the same likewise to your husbands. All right. So if you are wise, you will bring an inheritance to your husband. It says, but she that liveth dishonorably is her father's heaviness. So yeah, you could, all those things that she mentioned, that's not fitting for a woman. All right. And somebody would sit there like, well, a man should be doing that. Well, she should have found a husband. Point blank. Period. All right. That's not an ugly woman. That's an attractive woman. She could easily find a husband. But it's just this Western mindset that's completely destroyed you women. All right. Proverbs 14:1. It says, for every wise woman buildeth her house. So if you want something good, you build up your house with the man. But the foolish pluck it down with her hands. And this is why the quote unquote black community, nobody desires the black woman. Because they pull it down with their hands. They destroy everything. These are those what you call it? Those traits that she gave, that's not important. Really, it's not. It's not. You could do certain things, fine. You cook and clean, you don't get extra credit for that. Everybody should know how to cook and clean on their own. Be real, you know? You should be wanting to cook and clean for someone else. You should want the desire to have children, to bring forth gods, you know? But this society have majority of you all messed up, all fucked up in the head. 1 Timothy 5, since I'm saying that, in 5:15, it says 5:14. I would therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan. And a lot of women have turned aside after Satan. All right. This Western mindset is complete backwards. It destroys relationships. Relationships are completely destroyed because the mindset of these women. And all this mindset of these women are destructive. It's like how the other day, just doing not knowing that they had like a freaking chat, they call it a Discord amongst women, talking about how they want black men to be destroyed. Who says that shit? The average man don't even think some crazy shit like that. But that's that destructive mindset. All right? That's that destructive mindset. You lost your you lost your desire you lost your purpose. Okay? You lost your purpose in life. And the only thing you women in the near future is gonna have to do, you're just gonna have to shut up and submit. Isaiah 4:1 is going to rectify all this weird ass behavior. All right. And the only good quality she said that she has, she know how to make her own clothes. All right. Cook and clean, make her own clothes. But we see more and more why a lot of women are the way they are. And a lot of them, they ain't gonna make it. All right. That's some combative shit. Matter of fact, let me get this one. Colossians 3:18. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. So the family structure of Israel which was recommended for us to do there were certain passages in the scriptures for us to remain together, but you fell aside after Satan. All right, you women fell aside after Satan. This is why the thing's the way it is, and all your greatest desires doesn't fit the narrative of the Lord. This is why the Lord, I might as well get it. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So the key thing is what? You women are at ease. Okay? You're careless. You have a careless behavior. You have an attitude issue. And y'all about to get a real attitude adjustment. If you don't submit, y'all about to get a real attitude adjustment. A real attitude adjustment. And I'm just keeping it real. All right. Y'all about to get a real attitude adjustment because time is short. All right. Time is short. When this shit hits the fan, which we are in Jacob's trouble, ICE is rounding people up. All right. A majority of women lost their jobs just because the government came back open. Doesn't change a damn thing. It doesn't make you more safer. All right. It makes it more worse. But it's just a combative nature that you all have. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Slack, yeah. It's just the combative nature. All right. Matter of fact, what was I? Isaiah 32:9, right? It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, which is many years, days, y'all gonna be in trouble. All right, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare. And like I did a show the other day, and I was talking about it. You know how you get people to stop asking questions in the world? You ask them what is their purpose in life, right? If a person's out there naked, don't have no money, no well, you women, no makeup, all right? Men who value materialistic things, that's taken from you. At the end of the day, who are you, right? Who are you really? Now, she can have that attitude, but when shit hits the fan, that attitude, that shit's gonna change quickly. All right. Why? Because reality is gonna sink in. All right. Those are some good attributes, but overall, it's not good because if that was the case, she should have a man. She should be desired. She should have been somebody's wife. Point blank. Period. All she's proven is that she's lonely. That's all she's proven. All right. She's combative. She's not submissive. She's combative. It says, strip you, make you bare, gird sackcloth upon your loins. There shall they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So you have all these things and you have nothing to show for. All right. See the difference between a man and a woman. A man don't he can have a child at a old age. What do you consider the old age? And still be fine. He's a man at the end of the day. You women have a time limit. All right. And your time is running out. It's about what you bring to the table. If you can bring peace, all right, then you, man of the Lord, is going to deal with you. If you're not, you're going to be left out to the open to the elements to be dealt with. Don't take, hey, y'all may feel combative when you hear somebody correct you. Just one thing to show, one thing you have to realize when you hear a bunch of men saying the same thing, you better take heed. It's going to be too little too late. All right. Um, let's go to the favorite one, Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. You know, it's crazy because a woman like that, she's saying, I'm never going to tell a man what I bring to the table. When Isaiah 4:1 come into play, you're going to be spilling your guts and telling them what the hell you can do. Like you would do for a job interview. All right. You're going to be spilling your guts because when danger comes, reality sinks in. Okay. And all you women, y'all going to be, in that day, you're going to be wanting to be with a man of the Lord. But a lot of you are not going to you're not going to be chosen. You're not going to be picked. You ain't worth being picked. All right. It says, saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, the most minute thing that can take place in a relationship. You know, you have men that get with women and they be together for a long period of time. You don't bring nothing you don't do this, that to the dream, not have a single, not a ring, nothing like that. Well, those days are over. You're gonna want to desire to be with that person. You're just gonna want to be with that man. Just be with a man in general, because men are gonna be dying out here. All right, they're gonna be dying out here. They're gonna be dying by the millions, just like you. And with the few men that are left, those are the special men. And it says, um, Let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach. When you go into the word reproach, the scorn, taunting, it says reproach resting upon a condition of shame, disgrace, because that is a shameful thing. That's not what's the word I'm looking for? That's not to brag about. You know, I do this, I do that. Okay, good for you. Where's your husband? Because if you had a husband, you don't have to say the last thing at the end. We call him and say, yo, that's a solid sister right there. you know, she's doing her thing. Whoever she's with, he's really happy. But you don't get that vibe for it because it's that Western mind frame. That Western mind frame destroyed you women, man. It literally did. And all you could think for that is Esau. Oh, also I gotta say this again. Again, but it's a death sentence for the world. With the shit's about to hit the fan, it is a death sentence to be single for women. That's the best way I could say it. All right. So with that being said, it's real short. Shalom to the elected nations. Shalom.